Okay, hey guys. I wanted to show you how you can actually quickly and easily pull up pictures of the comparable sales that you're looking at on CRS in a quick and easy manner. Let me just show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to go in here to CRS data, which is what I use to pull up comparable sales for the properties I'm looking at and trying to establish if properties are similar or not. I'm going to first of all, I'm just going to use this property down here as an example, which is 4035 Lomand. I'm sorry, Lamond. Okay, so you put the street number here and the street name here, search. Homer B. Hill is the owner. You click the name there. Now this video isn't where I'm really going to show you how to actually look at the comps and decide what the value is necessarily, but okay, so this is the picture here. It's pulling up 3 other area sales. Okay, now there's so many times where I'm trying to decide, are these properties really comparable or not? I mean, first of all, this property doesn't really look like it's in the same neighborhood as these other two. These look like they're very close. So just actually, I'm going to go ahead and go through the process like I would normally. I'm going to get rid of number 2, okay, and remove it. So it's showing 85 to 86 for those 2 properties. It's showing what the value of this home is based upon these other 2 sales. I'm going to stretch this out, look at maybe any of the other properties that are in the area. Now first of all, these properties are 0.36 miles away and 0.16, so they're both less than a quarter mile away, and it looks like this is a pretty close neighborhood, and a lot of properties seem to maybe be in that same area. So I'm going to see if I can pull up properties that are within all of the same square footage and within about a half a mile. I'm going to go ahead and just do all for acreage and all for bedrooms and bathrooms as well, and just see what maybe we can pull up. Okay, now all these still seem to be pretty much in the same neighborhood. Number 3 may not be. It's really hard to say right now. But for all intent and purposes, what I'm really trying to establish in this little tutorial is how to really, other than just looking at the numbers, you know, how many square feet you have here, how many bedrooms and bathrooms comparatively, what years they were built. They all look to be built around the same time. What I'm really trying to show, well actually while I'm at it, let's look at this one. This one is not a house, doesn't have square footage, doesn't have year built. This is actually just a piece of land. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Okay, so it got rid of that one that was kind of the oddball anyway. But what I'm really trying to show is like, okay, I want to look at what are these other properties really what do they look like, and what does my property look like? Okay, this is a really cool thing to do, and I went through this process first to kind of really show you what the next step is, which is I'm going to, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other area sales. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to the top and create new tab, and it's Google. Okay, there. I'm going to make sure it's google.com. I want to make sure it's actually Google. Okay, I'm going to create another new tab. Even though it's pulling up Google, I want it to make sure and actually be the Google website itself. So I got 1, 2, 3. Remember, I want to do 5 of these. Okay. Okay. Now the long way to do this would be essentially going in and copying this address, right? Highlight it. First of all, highlight it like that. Or I could just remember that and then go over here and type it in. But I'm going to highlight it like that. Right click, go to copy. Go up here to Google. Put it in the search bar. Right click in the search bar and hit paste. Okay. and it's telling me that that's in Winston-Salem, which is correct. And what I'm really trying to do is establish the street view. What I'm trying to do is pull up a street view of all 5 of these properties, including my own property. So what I want to do, go ahead and establish one more, because I want to be able to compare the front of my house to these other 5 properties. Okay. Now I'm not going to actually do all of that right now, because I'm trying to actually show you how to do something else, which is I want to show you how can you pull up all 5 of these Google tabs in about 2 seconds each time you're in the middle of researching a property and you're saying, hey man, I wish I could just open 5 or 10 Google tabs at the top in 1 second so that I can just quickly copy, go here, copy, oops, copy, so I can just quickly go through and do that. Well, that's too bad that that one actually isn't working for Google. Let's not do that. Let's go here to Maps just to see if we can get it to pull up. Let's see. Sometimes Google's strange. Let's see if we can get rid of the court. Interestingly enough, that was the problem. Sometimes it's really strange. You got to go through that process sometimes, which I just changed the spelling of the word. This is pulling up information from the county records, but every once in a while they just don't have it the same in Google as they do in the county records. So, but there again, I pulled up a front picture of this house. I want to pull up a front picture of this house. But there again, what I'm really trying to do is how can I do this quickly and easily without having to go through and open up all these tabs every single time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just exit out both of these right now. Okay, and really, because I'm showing you how to do this for a permanent solution to be able to create tabs, I'm actually going to just open up. I'm going to go ahead and just make 7 tabs of Google as the default. Okay, we got 6. I'm going to do one more. Okay, alright, so we got 7 Google tabs at the top. Okay, let me go ahead and delete this one because I'm going to go through the process again. Okay, so now we have 7 Google tabs at the top ready for us to copy and paste the property addresses in there. So what you want to actually do is go here to where the tab is, where it's like an open space right here, right click, and go down here to, let's see, add folder. Okay. I want to name this Google search tabs for pictures of comps. You can really name it anything you want, but that's what I'm trying to do for right now. I hit save. Okay, and what it did is I already have my this toolbar already pretty filled up, and what happens with and these are all just some important websites that I want to have quick access to quickly. But whenever you have an overflow, it goes into this little down drop box. So all of these are other sites that I find to be really useful. And whenever you save a new website in your bookmarks or a new folder, it always goes to the very bottom. So see Google search tabs for pictures of comps, and over here on the right you see it says empty right there, empty. So there's no tabs or any saved websites in there yet. What I actually want to do is I want to take my left clicker and hold it down and drag it, because I want to actually pull it up here to the very front of this uh, of these tabs for quick access, and I want to drop it there. So look, now it's a folder that's located right there. But remember, it's empty. So what I do next is actually go up here to any one of these tabs and right click and say bookmark all tabs. Okay, then it's going to give me, it's going to say, okay, well, where do you want to save all these tabs? What folder do you want to save them in? Now, sometimes you'll notice that this bookmarks bar is what's called minimized, with that little arrow right there. It's a little triangle that you sometimes have to click it down, and then it'll show the Google search tab for pictures of comps. There's the folder that I want to save them in. So I hit save. Check this out. So now I'll go over here and I go to new folder, and there is the seven Google tabs. Okay, now let me show you. Let's go ahead and just exit out of all of these. Let's pretend like we're opening Google for the first time. Okay, alright, oops, that's okay. I'll go ahead and just open it up again. Okay, now if I want to open all these tabs, and you can really do this for any group of websites that you ever want to save as a group that you want to have quick access to. Like say any of the websites you use for real estate every single day, it would make sense to save them in a folder at the top so you can just have quick access to it anytime, and so that you don't have to every day open up the same 5 to 10 sites. You can just save it into one folder. You click it and click this folder, which has all 6 of those in it, but you right click here and you go open all bookmarks. Bam! So now you have all of them there at the top. It's pretty amazing. So now I can go back here. I have CRS data saved in here for me right there. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back, and this is still saved in there from our last session. I'm going to go back to where we were before. I'm just going to quickly get back to where we were, which was I was at a quarter of a mile. I was at all acreage, all bedrooms and bathrooms, update. So there's those properties again. Remember, number 3 is one that we got rid of. Okay. So this time I'm gonna use our property, our subject property, and even in CRS they have the little S, which signifies subject, and also the red S here signifies subject, which is the property that we're actually trying to figure out what the value of the home is. I'm going to put that here. And the first, remember it's all Winston-Salem. Okay. So this is a picture of the subject property. Now I don't know how recent this picture is. Now this came from Google, their Google Street Views car. They drive down the street and they actually record pictures of the front of all the homes. They're trying to do this for any neighborhood in all the country. Now this here is kind of just annoying at the bottom. I can hit hide imagery right here if I want that to disappear. And also you see this little plus button? This is a zoom, so I can zoom in on the house as well if I want to have like a better idea of what's really going on. I can also kind of look around the neighborhood and look at, that's one thing to look at. See, you got these big power lines. To be honest, this is what you'd call, this is something where there's certain things in real estate that you'll notice are red flags. Okay, this is a red flag because you immediately know if your home is near power lines, a very busy street, any kind of commercial buildings, abandoned or boarded up house next door. Any of these kind of things are things that actually bring down the value of your home. So it's good to kind of look around and see what you're dealing with. Okay, that looks like a pretty decent little house across the street, and the house next door looks nice. But so yeah, this is a subject property. And now we're just going to go back to our point, the original point of this. So here's comp number one, or comparable sale. Okay. All right, we're going to end up changing the spelling of this one again. Okay, change the A and the E. Sometimes, like I said, you got to go to maps and see it's having a hard time finding it. So I'm going to get rid of the court. Sometimes that helps. How did I find it before? I don't know why it thinks that's a different property, but it's for some reason found it that time. Sometimes you just have to mess around with it a little bit. Okay. The real reason for doing this is because, you know, you really do want to know, like, if your house is comparable to the one that you're thinking is a comparable sale. Like if it's a property that from the outside you can just tell, like, man, that house needs a lot of work. Like it just like it's boarded up or whatever, then it sold for 5,000. You're like, oh well, I know why now. So this property, I don't know why it's showing that white. It looks brick. That actually looks relatively comparable. And now one other thing I want to show you too is this is being kind of annoying right now. Let's see, the car when he was driving by caught that guy mowing his grass. But you can kind of you can click up or down the street and see if you can actually get a better view of the house. Because I can actually see it better from this angle than I can straight on because of that tree. So this is this home. Got 2 more to go. Okay. Yeah, when you go through this process, it really does solidify in your mind if the value that you're thinking your house has based upon these other area sales, if it really is, you know, that value or not. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, see, when something like this happens, what that means is Google has not yet sent one of their cars down this street. They maybe made it down this part of Lemond and then just didn't make it down Sportsman Drive here. So alternatively, what you can do is actually like, well, here I'll just show you 2 ways of doing it. You can go here and if you go down here, oh, actually looks like it wants to show me now. Okay, that's cool. Well, sometimes like I said, that Google has not driven down the street yet. So, oops, took me way too far. It was this property. Dang. Okay. Let's see if we can go on the other side of it now. Well, here, let's do it again. Let's start over. Let's go to the back of the front of the house. There it is. I think I lost it. But yeah, I mean, that's a nice looking little house, little split level house. But let me show you, so this is what's called Street View, okay? Now, I can actually click back on that button, and I can go down here and click Google Earth, and it will give me a different view. So there's an aerial above view, and I should be able to still zoom in. No, it's not wanting to highlight it for some reason. That's why from time to time I really like Bing, which is Microsoft's search engine site. So anytime that you can't find a Google Street View of the home, go ahead and go to Bing.com and try that. Try pulling up a front picture of that house, because it has really good aerial, which is above views of homes. Come on now. But what you want to do is, you're here, you want to go up here to bird's eye, click bird's eye view. Hopefully they have it. There we go. Okay, now you can do zoom like before and zoom all the way in. Oops, it's not zooming in the right spot, so let's take it slowly. Hopefully it'll clear up a little bit. From time to time they don't have really great pictures, or it might just be that my computer's going slow right now. There you go. Okay, so it's showing that this property right here is the one. So, well, I mean, so this gives us a little bit of a better idea. So, okay, so you got the driveway that comes down, you got like the split level, but yeah, it gives you another idea of what this house is. This is actually, looks like a really big house. So, and then look, you can even do different, like, you can actually view this house from 4 different angles from a satellite. Now these are photos, this isn't live, but you click that and now it's going to show us like a frontal view instead of a side view. Or it should, is it? Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's the front, more of a front view. Click it again, it should show this other side view. See, this right here is more like a Google Maps aerial view instead of like an angled view from Bing, which I think is even cooler. So yeah, you can see that big deck on the back. You can really learn a lot of cool stuff by looking at the maps. You can really tell like how nice of a property it was sometimes. Not always, but you can really tell, like, for example, really how nice that house is. So then when we go back to Google here, we see like, okay, so that property, wow, whoever got that got a really good deal. They got it for $56,000. Now, my initial thought is like, wow, okay, that's a really low sale. I wonder if maybe that was a foreclosure. So I can go over here to Sportsman Drive and look. David William Marley was the last purchaser, but there again, what did I say? Was it a foreclosure? It was. How I can tell is I look at, yes, David William Marley now owns the house, but who owned it before him? Bank of America. Bank of America foreclosed on that property where the previous owners had owed Bank of America $120,000. So Bank of America took that house back when they foreclosed at $120,000. They put it back on the market and sold it for $56,000. They took, what is that? You know, almost $64,000 loss on that house. Whoever bought that house got a killer deal. Seriously, that's such a good deal. But really, when I deal with homeowners, you know, it's really just kind of up to you if you want to take out the foreclosures or not. Technically, a foreclosure isn't considered an actual comparable sale because they're always sold at a discount. But from my perspective, it really is a real sale in a way, because it does just show that that's what a property is sold for, and now it's a comp. Now it's a property that has actually sold, so it does affect what other homes have been selling for. Now, this $100,000 property sale was most likely not a foreclosure. Let's check out this one at $67,000. Okay. Don't really even know how to pronounce that guy's name. This one doesn't necessarily look like it was a foreclosure, a Bank of America or any other institution. But look at this though. Ethel S. Cofran Heirs, Heirs. What that means is this property was actually transferred to children or other individuals through an estate, meaning someone died and the property was transferred to beneficiaries, which are heirs. And so what a lot of time happens is people that inherit properties don't really care about getting top dollar as much as they're they're really more motivated by time and how quickly can they get paid. So they sold this house at a discount. Okay. But there, like let's go back to the maps though. This was the whole point. So this is the property that we're looking at purchasing. This house, the first house on Walkertown, so this is the one that was sold through the heirs, 67,000. That sort of looks like a really nice house. That looks nicer than our house. It has a paved driveway. It has a little single car carport. This one, ours, does not have a carport. That appears to be the garage. I mean the driveway. So it's not even a paved driveway. The yard looks unkept. This property obviously looks much bigger and nicer. Paved driveway. They got a little detached or it's not attached to the house, but it's a little metal carport. Got a fenced in yard. This overall looks nicer. This property here, it also has a little carport. Looks very well kept. Also has a paved driveway. This one actually does not have a paved driveway. This one probably looks like it's about closest to the other properties, but I think this is actually the one that sold for 100. So this one, like I said, this one right here was on Lamond. It was this property 920 that sold for 100,000. So I mean, and it was also, if you look at here, it was 1,000 square feet, and the property that we're looking at is 1,300 square feet. So like in my mind, is it possible that this property could be worth somewhere in close to 100? Yeah, it's possible. But I wouldn't really want to like really, you know, bank on that, so to speak. And so yeah, and this was that one that was really nice, located right there, that sold for very little. But yeah, so you really want to just compare apples to apples, so to speak. I think all of these properties for the most part are somewhat similar. They look like they're well kept. And so I would probably leave all of these in if I were going to show an owner what other properties have been selling for in the area. And it shows these are the two values of the home. So that's it. But, good luck with it, and hope this training helped out.